There is a threshold of financial resources in order to be eligible for SSI benefits, and the threshold is not high. It's very low. If you exceed that number, then you're not eligible for SSI. So if you have $2,000 as a single individual person or $3,000 as a couple, then you're going to be ineligible for SSI because you've exceeded that threshold. And that includes money that you have in bank accounts, personal property, and other assets. But there are some exceptions to the rule, such as it does not count your house. If you have a house, one house that you live in, that you reside in, then that does not count. If you have a second house, however, or a second property, that will count towards your resource limit. But Social Security recognizes that you have to live somewhere, and so your house does not count, and that's an exclusion. One vehicle is an exclusion. Social Security recognizes that you may have to get around from time to time. But two vehicles in the household may be a problem because now that's going to look like you have resources, and they'll count that vehicle, the value of that vehicle, towards those resources. The household goods that you have and your personal effects in the house, your plates, your china, your forks, your knives, cups, your couch, none of that's going to count. You have to sit somewhere, you have to sleep somewhere, you have to eat. That Social Security recognizes that, so that doesn't count. They're not going to ask you about that. And life insurance with a face value of not more than $1,500 is an exclusion. I believe that the reason for that is really to cover some basic funeral expenses, and so they allow for that as well. But if you're exceeding the threshold resource limit, you're not going to be eligible for SSI benefits, even if you would have otherwise been disabled because of your medical conditions.